Holograms are some of the hardest challenges in Wuthering Waves, and when you get to difficulty 6, they get a lot more mechanics, and you can get one-shotted by any of them. So in this video, we're going to focus on the Impermanence Heron difficulty 6, what the mechanics are, and how to beat it in time. So I'm going to start out by just doing as much damage as possible, because they're not really doing anything, they're kind of crying. And then they're just going to do some wing slaps at the start. These, you definitely want to dodge these, but they're going to happen all throughout the fight, so you just kind of get used to them. Not too much strategy here, just reacting to it. And now the boss does a leap backwards, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move left. So every time the boss leaps backward like that, they're going to do a pull attack, and they're going to pull everyone in front of them towards them in a frontal cone. And if they pull you to right in front of them, then they'll start a peck attack. I don't want to trigger that peck attack, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait the pull to the left, and then once I know that the boss is going to pull to the left, I go to the right behind them. If you go behind them like this, you get free damage, and you don't trigger the peck attack. And that gives you a lot more DPS uptime, but also is going to prevent other mechanics from happening, which we'll show in a second here. So we get that for free. Now the boss is going to... When you see their wings glow like this, and they are kind of like covering themselves in the air, they're going to do the projectile attack, so you just got to dodge that. But after that, you're going to need to parry, so make sure you get on your parry character when this happens. And I'm going to move away to get some more time to parry. And now we've got some time to DPS. Now they're going to do some wing slaps, just keep attacking. And now they're going to do a dive bomb. So you want to dodge this attack. But more importantly, after the dive bomb on difficulty level 6, there's going to be feather bombs that appear. So I'm going to prepare for that by swapping to my support character. So you're going to see here, the dive bomb I dodge, and I swap to my support, and I run away because the feather bombs happened. When the feather bombs drop, you can't really dodge those, you have to move out of range. So I move out of range preemptively if possible, or I tank them with my support character, which scales with health, so they can generally survive them, or tank a bunch of them over time, because they're not really on field much. So we've got that out of the way. And also, the peck attack, which I prevent from happening from the pull, that will also trigger the feather bomb. So the dive bomb and the peck attack will essentially create those feather bombs. So when those happen, you want to preemptively move out of the way after. So now we have the pull attack happening here, so I move behind, get some free damage, prevent that peck from happening, and therefore prevent the feathers from happening. But look, here's a dive bomb, so they're going to happen anyways. Get on my support character, move out of range, and I don't get hit by those. You can't dodge them, so there is one way to dodge them. You can actually use intro skills or like resonance liberation skills like this. And while you're using them, you can be invulnerable. Now here, they will like put their feathers and their wings over their body to like protect themselves. And if you don't break their stagger within like 10 seconds, they'll regain half their stagger bar. Now I immediately broke it, which is not ideal because you get 10 seconds of free damage on them. You want to break it near the end, but I broke it early because I had so much stagger damage, and now we just get to damage them, but not as long as I would if I had waited to break their stagger bar there. But that's only really too relevant if your timer is you're not meeting the timer, right? So now we've got some damage with my ultimate from Calcaro, and I've got my intro ready. I'm gonna try to save it. I use the backwards strategy there to get behind them. I was just saving my intro in case like the boss is going to do a mechanic and I just need some evade frame because I wasn't prepared for what's going to happen. Now, the boss kind of got bugged there, so I didn't get the parry, but they're kind of repeating mechanics now, so you can kind of see how the rhythm of this boss is going. And we've phased the boss because we got them to like 50% or 60-ish%. And here there's going to be a fire. So when the boss does this fire thing, they leave fire on the ground. You have to grapple hook and then dodge, mid-air dodge, and then glide to stay in the air long enough to avoid that on the ground. So whenever you see them putting fire down, grappling hook. Now here they're going to do the parry because I did the projectiles, so I get ready to parry by moving away to get a little bit more time. And that mechanic also kind of has a weird hitbox, so you sometimes want to like cancel your parry with a dodge afterwards, but my Calcaro has really good parry, so I don't have to worry about that. Now we've got the fire again. I grapple, mid-air dodge, and then I glide back down. So pretty much this is most of the mechanics already. If you can get these down, you can probably beat it. Okay, now there's this. So there's going to be a ring of like purple fire around the boss, and when that happens you need to wait for the red. So when it turns red, you immediately want to dodge, because then it's going to explode right after. Dodge that, and then you've evaded the frame there. Now I get the stagger broken here again, which is nice, and we're just going to do damage. It's a really good time to do damage, and afterwards, not really sure what they're going to do. They go into the air and do the fire attack, but I wasn't expecting that, and Yinlin dies, but that's kind of okay because we're almost done here and I've still got my main DPS. So we're just going to keep going. But yeah, you got to be careful of that. There's the projectiles into the parry attack. And if you don't parry that and you just want to dodge that, that's also fine. It's just going to waste a little bit more time. There's another parry. And we can do some pretty good damage here soon. I've got my ultimate ready. Now there's a dive bomb, so the feathers are coming out. I'm going to swap to... Now here, you can see the feather bombs are happening. And I swapped a bit late for the intro because I wanted to intro to evade them, but I actually got hit, and you can see I took 13,000 damage, so that's pretty dangerous, but luckily I survived it, and we're just going to try to heal up a little bit before swapping back, just in case. But here's a fire. I use the grapple, and sometimes it's a little bit finicky and it doesn't work, so here I didn't get the dodge in midair, but we just got to finish off the boss here. Be careful though, because you want to throw at this last second. And there you go. So if you want to see more guides like this, then check out the link in the description to guildgen.com, where you can find more Wuthering Waves guides, and I will see you all next time.